Oh, good morning, fellow students of Technical Vocational Livelihood for Grade 10. Today, I'm going to talk about food preservation. So, what is food preservation? Food preservation is an activity or a process of keeping something free from damage or decay. Now that we have gathered all of the ingredients in making the katiba, follow me to the kitchen. These are the ingredients used to make katiba or coconut jam. First we have is 6 cups or 8 cups of coconut milk, came from the backyard fresh. We have our sinakob or better known as the hardened brown sugar. We have our cutting board and knife. We have our jars for the preservation later. And we have the pots and pans. The big one for the katiba and the small one for preservation. Now that I have showed you all of the things that we are going to use in cooking, the first step is to wash the equipment. So we need to wash our chopping board and knife, our pots and pans, and our tools. Cut. After washing the tools and equipment, let us now move over here to cut into pieces our sinakob. We do this in order to shorten the cooking period of our katiba. Cut. Now that we have cut our sinakob or hardened brown sugar into pieces, let us now cook our katiba. First, we need to preheat our wok so that it's already heated. After preheating, we could now proceed in putting in the coconut milk. Now that our wok is preheated, we now proceed in putting in our coconut milk. After putting in our coconut milk, let us now wait for a while to boil. Then after, we put our hardened brown sugar or our sinakob. Now that our coconut milk is hot, we now proceed in putting in our sinakob or our hardened brown sugar. Be careful or else you would get splashed with hot milk. Now that we have put our sinakob or our hardened brown sugar in the mixture, we now stir continuously to avoid burnt parts at the bottom. Now that our sinakob or our buko jam is on its way, we now go to sterilizing our bottles. We do that by boiling them. So first, we get our pot and fill it with water. Then, after filling our pot with water, we now turn on the heat to about high to medium high. Then, we wait for it to boil and we put our jars to be sterilized. Now, look at the consistency of the katiba or the coconut jam. If it reaches that consistency of condensed milk, it is now ready. And the next step is, of course, we should turn off the heat and let it cool for a moment. Now that our katiba is done, after it cools, it should be like this. The consistency is thick. So, we still let that cool for a while. But, while doing that, let us now sterilize our bottles. So, this is the smallest one first. While sterilizing, we should be very careful for the water is very hot. So, we do 2 at a time, or how many fits in your pot. So, leave that for a while. Of course, while that is sterilizing, we should also sterilize their caps. There. We let that stay there for a bit. Now that our bottles are fully sterilized, we carefully again get them out of the pot. Be careful in this step, for hot water may splash on you. Then we put it here on a strainer to remove excess liquid. So we also get the caps. Forgive me for the background noises. Just as I've said, be careful. Sometimes it could get a little slippery, so please really take good care in handling these steps. We're getting the water out. Put it on the strainer. And then let it cool for a bit. But while it's cooling, we could again place some more bottles in the pot for them to sterilize. While it is cooling, or when it's already cool, we get some clean tissue paper and we wipe. The bottle could be hot, so I'm going to use 2 tissue papers to wipe the inside of the bottle. Wipe the cap. Oh, and also I forgot to tell you, be sure that you have washed your hands before doing this step. Me, I've already washed my hands beforehand. And now that this is cool and the bottle is still hot, let us wait for it again for a little while to cool down. And while waiting for it to cool down, let us start on another bottle. So we wipe it. Yeah. After finishing with the first bottle, we just repeat the process and wipe the remaining bottles. Now that our bottle has been fully sterilized, we now put the katiba. So first, be very cautious in doing this step, or it is sticky and we don't want to have a sticky kitchen. after putting your final product in the jar, get your sterilized cup and close it. Close it tightly to ensure it has an airtight seal. Now, repeat the process until the katiba or the coconut jam is finished. And that again is the process on how to make katiba. Again, I am Benedict Soriano in TLE 10 presenting how to preserve foods. I hope that I could send this jar of katiba for you in school to taste it, if it tastes good, and if it's still preserved. Again, I thank you all for watching and for your patience. I am Benedict Soriano from St. Cecilia, presenting to you TLE 10 Food Preservation.
Wala na!
Game na ba? We do this in order to ulit continuously stir it to avoid some parts melting. Kakata lang yung ano. Wait, ulit sa akin.
Dapat tinuloy mo na, Pino.
Now that our ulit. Ulit. Now our sterilized butter. Butter. Ulit. Butter. Sterilized butter.
Mama's love is the best. Amen.
Nabis po sa aking nanay, ako ay papasa sa TLE.
Ay, pengi 5.
Game jail.
Naka-play na nga.
That's how you make katiba or coconut jam. I again, nag-stutter ako dun sa
Kamera.
Tingin ang papel.
Tanga, hindi yan nahahati, pre.
Now that we have prepared all of the ingredients used to be
Okay lang yan, i-mute na lang, tapos may music na apat.
time lapse.
Hindi mo sinabi. Okay lang yan.
Si Jane na.
Uy, galing naman magugas ng ano guys, oh. Sheesh!